Well, as you can see, there's some planes in the background. That brings me to what I'd like to talk about, which is my grandson Daniel working towards getting his pilot's license. And you know, I've always supported Daniel and helped him with all his entrepreneurial ventures, from lawn cutting for a couple of years to a hot dog stand, and always made him responsible for, okay, this is what it costs, you know, keeping track, this is what you're going to have to pay me back, all of those kind of things. And he started his pilot's license a couple of years ago, got 3/4 of the way, and then he said he'd like to finish. I said, okay, Daniel, like, here's the deal. This is how we're going to do it. Only this time, you know what, Daniel? You have to complete something completely. And I'm not willing to fund anything unless you're prepared to do that, because this is how you're going to have to be in life, is go right through towards completion. This is about you doing your best. Like, you can get a 60 if 60 is your best, but I want 100 if 100 your best. And that's how it's got to be. You got to put 100% effort into this, because I'm going to be tracking and I'm going to be marking you on your effort. How much you study, and then no more complaining about the teachers and the instructors and the course and whatever. That's you in your old system, in that lower human ego, and blaming and being a victim. And it's not going to happen this time. I'm not going to allow it. You decide before you leave if you're going to be in that I am that I showed you how to stand in that true power and not blaming anybody for anything. And so, yeah, I'm in. So out he comes, and away we go. We get started. He starts taking all his flight, and then he gets an opportunity to do his practicum, his actual flying, to get his license. And so he goes and he takes his flying test, and he only needed a 60 to pass because it's his private. 90 is the mark for commercial, and he got a 93. Well, you should have seen the look on that little man, the young man's face of that, wow, 93, 3 marks higher than commercial. I can get my commercial now, Grampy. And then it was like, okay, like, when can I take you up? And but he had to write 2 different exams to get his written. And so he did his written, and he averaged 85 in his written. So anyway, very, very pleased and ecstatic about that. And away we go on our first flight. And so when we were flying, there was this zone that we weren't supposed to go in, but he called and they said, yeah, go in it. And so he goes in, and I'm looking out the window, and here's the snowbirds flying underneath us in a V shape, and they go in a circle and go underneath and go back on the other side in a diamond formation. It was like, wow, what an awesome celebration for this maiden voyage of this young 19-year-old Daniel getting his pilot's license. And it was just such a thrill to know that I had something to do with contributing to him doing that. It's just wonderful. So that's my Daniel getting his license story.